Welcome back, everybody. I'm Mr. Kevin, and this is the Artist Corner. So today we're going to be continuing our previous lesson in part 1 with our character design and head expressions. But before we get into that, we're going to do a little quick review with some tips and tricks before we get on head number 2, and that'll help you guys out in the future when you're doing this on your own. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
All right, gang. Before we decide to go into our second character design, let's review a few tips. We're going to start with the eyes. So if you paid attention in the first vid, what I did was I just started with a simple circle. And then I began to take a line at the top. And take another line at the bottom, curving at the part of the circle. And connecting it with the line at the top. And then that's how I created my eye. You can erase this part here. So, and then we can draw in pupil here, shape that in. And then we have our eye, creating an eyebrow. There's many ways you can do it. You can do it this way here for some type of texture, or we can just draw the line, connect that there, and shape that in, and then we have an eyebrow. Now with this same technique that we did, you can utilize this to create different types of feelings with the eye. So if I wanted to do some shock, I would start again with a circle. But this time my curve would be a little bit off. It wouldn't necessarily touch the circle that I created. I'll do the same thing at the top here. Wouldn't necessarily touch the circle, but I would still connect those two lines and then create my pupil, shape that in. So when our character is looking now, we can erase a little bit of that to kind of give it some more cleanliness there. When the character is now looking, once we add any other features, it will be more of a shock. We can also make it a little more sneaky by drawing a circle again, but this time instead of we're going to really start in the middle and come at curve here at the bottom. Erase that top part. Get our pupil in there. So now looks a little more sneaky, a little more devious, mischievous. You can even add a funky little eyebrow in there to give it some flair as well, some lines underneath. So simple way to do your eyes. Remember to start with a circle, and depending on the type of feeling that you're trying to get from the character, the emotion, I should say, will depend upon where you draw your connecting line. So just in regular eye, you start here, go there. For shock, you want to go higher and lower. For more of a sneaky, you want to come towards the middle and then towards the bottom here. You're closing that eye. And then we can also get into eye shapes as well. There are many different eye shapes. You can come here, curve that there, erase these lines. We can get a curve here. So if we're doing a more woman character with a more sleek eye, we can give her some lashes. Or a more thinner eyebrow. And then we have the eye there. So simple way of just doing the eyes. But remember, depends on the type of expression, type of emotion that you're trying to pursue with this character and show off, will also be utilized when you're doing your eyes. That will definitely help tell that emotion. So let's move on to nose. In the last video, I spoke about how in anime, the noses can simply just be a line with some shadow underneath. So you can still do that, or you can add some nostrils to the side here. You can add a top part if you want to give it more of a rounder nose. And you can actually add some nostril to it to actually fill it out a little bit more as well. So you can have a simple line. You can have nostrils. You can also create one that is a little more realistic. Place that part there. You'll still have some shadow underneath because you'll always have some shadow under that nose, just unless you have a light source coming from the bottom, then of course not, but usually you'll have some shadow coming from down there. So there's many different ways you can do the nose. Like I said, you can start with a simple line and some shadow there if you want to keep it simple. You can go a little bit further with some nostrils, go even further depending on what you're wanting to do with this character. You can make it a skinny nose, you can make it a bigger nose, but easiest way to start that is with a simple line and kind of build from there. Because as you can see with each one of these, I started with a simple line and just kind of building and expanded upon that from there. So that'll be an easy, quick way to do your nose. Now, of course, if your character is looking towards the side, like our character in our second design, then you're gonna have to depend, it's gonna depend on the angle. So start that there. Create some nostrils here. So your nose will just be like that there. And of course, if the character's looking to the right, you would basically do the same exact thing this way. So that way. Quick review there. All right, now for the last piece of the quick review here, we're going to go with mouth. So when we're doing the mouth is kind of similar to the nose. Depending on which style you're trying to draw or study, the mouth could literally be a simple line. And then an underlip under. That could basically be it when you have your nose here. And then that's the mouth. That's about it. Or you can have something that's a little more defined where, let's say with male characters in certain cartoons, it'll be very thin, wouldn't be much, but they would have some type of top lip here. And then that'll be the lip. Now with women characters, you can have a bottom lip here, and then the top lip can be a little more bigger, depending on how you want that to look. Or you can actually just curve those together. Now, of course, with your women characters, depending on the type of expression you're wanting, well, it wouldn't be as rigid and straight of lines here. There'll be a little bit more curves to those. So the bottom lip will have a little more of a curve to it. And then also the line probably wouldn't just be a straight line either. It'd also be a little bit of a curve to that one as well. And then you would just expand on the top, which would be a little more soft on the edges, a little more of a curve. And then you would just connect them together. So it really depends on the style of character and the expression. You might have a woman character that has a stern look, so this type of lip, well, a little bit more cleaner, but this type of lip might actually be the type of lip that you want. Or you can have this right here and then give you some little shape and line there. So depending, like say, simple line here, boom, or more defined upper lip, or we can go there for the women. Then of course, depending on if you want the character's mouth to be open or closed, that could be another thing as well, depending on the angle. We'll keep this just straightforward. So let's just say this is my bottom lip. Nose there, but mouth is open. You can add teeth, but normally it just shade this out, black that out. You'll be fine. You wouldn't necessarily have to put teeth in for this. Now, if you wanted to show that character screaming, then yes, we would make that a little bit bigger, and then we would add teeth to that character's mouth because that person is screaming. So we want to show that by adding the teeth, and then we probably add some tongue in there. Your bottom lip. Let's erase all this here. Actually bring our bottom lip up higher since we made that erase. But then you would also put some lines over here to show that your character's mouth is open when we're drawing the face and coming down. And depending on the angle as well, your character's nose might be looking upward. So draw that nose there. Some shading, some lines there. But yeah, then you would draw some teeth if the character's yelling. Draw your tongue, bottom row of teeth. So there's many different ways we can go about doing these here. So a few review techniques for some mouth and lips, a few techniques for the nose, and review techniques for the eyes. So, all right, there we have that. Let's go ahead and get into this second character head design. So with the second one, like I said, this one's going to be more so of the angry yelling. So it's going to be a fun one to do, showing expression there. But what we're first going to do is draw our line. So we're going to get our guideline set up for where we want the eyes, the nose, and the mouth to be, because with this one here it was just straight on. So the line was down the middle, curve under the ear, top of the ear. We had a line for the mouth. We knew where everything was going to go. So with this one, since we're looking towards the right, the line is going to be more towards that area over here. It's going to be more so right here. And with me also knowing where this line is, I kind of also know where my chin is going to lie. So my chin is going to be here, right here, because if I draw this down here, this is where my chin is going to be. So I'm going to kind of curve up here to create that part of the side of the face here. And then we're going to bring this line here, connect with the chin, and come up here. So as you can see, the head is starting to take shape. Give us an ear action right here, because this is where the ear would be. Depending on, neck could be here, neck could be there. We'll just draw that for right now. So now that we have this line here, now generally, like I said, you can use this line for the mouth, but the mouth normally would be a little bit right here, but it's going to be a yelling, so the mouth is going to be open, so we can still use this line here for the mouth. We're going to take this right here, use this here for the nose, use this here for the top of the eye. So now we have our shape, and we have where we're going to put everything, so everything's lined up pretty nicely. Now, when you're drawing something, or not something, when you're drawing a character with an expression, the mouth, the nose, the eyes, they're really going to be what's going to sell that character. Because with the regular view, just regular straight view with just a regular motion, this is it. This is all you have to do. With these here, you're really going to have to pay close attention to how you do those key features to show that, oh, that lets people know that this person is angry, they're yelling, they're mad. You have to really sell that. So for me, when I'm starting on something like this, the eyes is going to be the really big part for me. But I want to start with the mouth first so I can get the proportions right, because once I know how I want the mouth to look, I'll go with the nose. Because usually I said start with the nose first, but in this instance, I'm going to start with the mouth first, because I need to know exactly how big I need the mouth and where I'm going with it. So let's get this here before I forget again. And so we're going to start here. Now remember, I'm going to erase a lot of these lines, but that's fine. Start here and then kind of curve down. Bring that in a little bit. And we kind of go and erase this line now. Erase a little bit of this stuff here in the center. Keep that like that there. So we can get this right here, which would be great. All right, cool. So mouth, oh, actually erase this line here. And actually what we can do is fix that up a little bit and give a little bottom lip indenture. Actually kind of curve this down right here, if you can see that, to make it look like those two are about to connect. And we're going to draw some teeth, because the mouth is open now. So unless the person's very gummy, but we're going to draw some teeth here, draw a little part of the tongue, draw some upper teeth. And we're going to connect those there like that. So that's good. And get that like that there. So now another thing is when I say about drawing light, because especially with this here, there's a lot of lines in there, so you kind of want to make sure everything looks the way it's supposed to look. It's separate, so it doesn't kind of clash with each other and everything. So it just looks a little bit smoother. Now we're going to move on to the nose. It's going to be right here. Now, since the character is looking this way, their nose must also curve that way. So this is where you actually have to show some type of lineage there. I don't really like that one. Let's kind of do that again. Should have started with the top. So with this, it has to come down here, kind of curve under, put your nostril there, because a little bit of the side nostril there, because that's on that side there. But that will be our nose. So it's still similar to this one here with the line in the nostrils, but we have to draw this line here to show that it is from a side angle. You get that there. You can still draw some shadow under here if you need to, because that's still going to be added anyway, regardless of whether the nose is going to look, because of it's unless you're at a downward angle looking up, always going to have some form of shadow here because of the nose and the way it sticks out. So get your little bit of shadow there. And then we're going to work on the eyes. So the eyes, yeah, got to pay attention to these because you really want to sell this. So let's kind of move this out. These two things here, I already know where the eyes are going to go, but so really got to sell these eyes, and it's in the eyebrows. So the eyebrows are the true trick of really selling a angry person. That is kind of key to that whole transformation there. The eyebrows will tell a lot when you draw them in certain ways. So you can also add little lines by the nose before you draw the eyes. Little facial expressions there. And with this eye, these eyes are going to be a little bit different because this one here is going to be very smaller than this one over here because this is the farther side of the head. So you're not going to see that as much as you would this one here. So you can still do the same method as the other one by drawing the circle, but we're kind of going to draw the eyebrow kind of, not the eyebrow, the eye kind of wide. So the circle for that kind of wide, because what I'm going to do is when I do this here, and I'm still going to draw the line over the top, draw the line over the bottom, but the eye is going to be a little bit bigger because he's angry, he's yelling. So we're really selling that emotion. That's what we're trying to do there. So really going to sell this emotion. And we're going to do the same with this one here. But like I said, this one is going to be seen more because it's actually on this side of the face. Well, the left side. Will it be the left side? No, what? Yeah. Same circle, do it the same way. Bottom curve, top curve, bring that in. Like I said, we're going to have some of that there. And probably going to fix this eyebrow here to make sure that you can really tell these mad. Yeah, we'll just make that a little bit thinner. All right. So yeah, draw a little bit lines there. Give some expression lines. Fix that jaw, and just kind of finish everything up. You get your ear in there. So yeah, there as you see. We can erase this line now. We don't need that. Erase this here. That's just the extra stuff. Get all this out of there. Get that line out of there. We don't need that anymore. Get the rest of the access. Kind of come down with that there. So now we have made someone that is yelling, angry, however we want to decide to take a look at that. Same we can do with this one here. Just kind of do some shading in, but we're going to make sure that the eyes are going in the direction of where that person is looking. So, well, that just wasn't what I was trying to do, but it works. So yeah, just person's looking this way. And of course, just like we did with the other one, just give it some hair. You know, we'll continue to say it's the same person here. Give it some hair, and then we'll come back and actually start from back here to finish rounding off the head. That really doesn't look good now that I look at it. But, you know, that's the good thing is we can erase. Come back and erase that, and then just go back to fixing that the way we need it to be. All right. Yeah. And then just get your erasing what you don't want, what you don't need. I'm getting ready to fix some things, seeing some little lines out of place. Well, whatever, we'll just leave that on for right now, because apparently that's just not messing with us. Like the shirt again, get the shirt going. And there we go. We have our second character head. Run out of ink. Not ink, but pencil. Second character head. Second expression. You know, just little line stuff there. Kind of finish it off. But yeah, there's that one there. I'm fixing those a little bit, give it a little more of a point. A little more of a point out there. And fix that eye. Okay. And color that in for the mouth part. Get some of that in there for the eyebrows. And there we go. Second expression. We'll just say yelling. It's still angry yelling, but yeah. It's lunchtime and he's hungry. Where's his food? Boom. Second expression. Let's go.
There you go. Got another character design and expression knocked out. 2 down, 1 more to go. So in part 3 of the video, we're going to finish up that last head. We're going to finish up strong with a good, unique character design and expression. And then we're also going to take a look and a little quick glimpse into our next drawing activity. So until next time, you guys, see you later.